Fuller Killer writes, what's your opinion on how the rest of the world views Americans, that we are very nice idiots, and how can we change that? Well, the rest of the world is a big place, and what one part of the world thinks of us might not be the same as what the other part of the world thinks of us. For instance, Australians think we're pretty much okay. But there are some dudes holding separate heads in Syria that may disagree. But they disagree with everyone, so... In the little bit of travel I've been able to do to the not America parts of the world, I have to say I really haven't run into a lot of negativity from people. I think there's still something about the idea of America that many people still find very positive around the world. For people who have never traveled to America before, really the only thing they know about us they learn from our popular culture. And I think it's pretty safe to say that our popular culture is easily the #1 export we have in our country right now. When I traveled to Rome, we actually stayed with this old lady who just rented out her room to us, which was really cool because we got to know a local and get to see a local's point of view. And I asked her what she thought about America, and her response was really surprising to me. She said that she really liked America because she felt like we were a young country that still had big ambitions, that still had dreams, that we were still energetic, whereas where she lived in Rome, it was, hundreds of centuries old, and everybody was very stuck in their ways, and she felt like nothing could get done. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of people in Europe that live in houses that are older than our country. So yeah, in a way, they do kind of look at us in the way that you might look at a 10-year-old who says he wants to be an astronaut, and you're just kind of like, oh, that's adorable. But at the same time, kind of jealous of all the enthusiasm that you wish you still had. I don't think that most people around the world think that we're stupid. I think that they don't think that we appreciate how good we have it. And that our overabundance of everything might have made us a little bit spoiled and lazy. Which is kind of hard to argue with, really. A list has made the internet rounds recently detailing what foreigners who travel over to America thought about this country and the people in it, and it's actually pretty fascinating. Things are way bigger here than they think it is. Like, they come over here thinking that they can travel and, in one trip see New York and Miami and Chicago and LA, and then they find out that, oh, that's not something you can do all at once. That's actually quite an endeavor. Everything is bigger here. The stores, the houses, the trucks, the food. Oh my god, the food portions, they find that just ridiculous how big our food portions are here. And they're right. Our non-use of the metric system, lengths, weights, measures, none of that makes any sense to them over here. Because it doesn't make any sense. People only ride bikes around here for sport and not for transportation, which is a really odd concept to a lot of foreigners. Flags. Everywhere. The overuse of our flag, they find, is kind of in bad taste. But not in the way that you might think, not so much in a nationalistic or oppressive kind of way. A lot of people where they come from, the flag laws are a lot more strict than here, and the idea of wearing a flag on your shirt or on your car or wearing a bikini made out of a flag, it's just downright disrespectful. And that kind of shocks a lot of them. But they also think that Americans are some of the friendliest, most positive people in the world. In fact, they come over here expecting some kind of arrogance because that's what they see, in their news and whatnot. But then they find us to be almost overwhelmingly friendly, like it's almost shocking to them. So really, I don't think a lot of people around the world hate America or anything like that. They definitely shake their heads at some things, but for the most part, they really appreciate the people here and what this country represents. As for what we can do to improve our standing in the world, I think the answer is pretty simple. Travel. Get some perspective. I honestly think every American should leave the country at least once. There are billions of people around the world that to us just seem like concepts until you actually go there. Suddenly calling the Super Bowl winners world champions seems a bit presumptuous. You learn how people do things differently in other parts of the world, and in some cases, the way they do things is a little better than the way we do things. The bread in Paris is so fresh, it makes our bread taste like Band-Aids. The trains in London are so much easier to ride. And you realize, hey, maybe we're not the #1 best at everything in the world. Maybe there's room to grow. A little humility and perspective go a long way. So what places have you traveled around the world, and what was your experience as an American? If you live outside the US and traveled over here, what did you think about what you found? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching this. If it's your first time, please hit subscribe. I come back every Monday with new thought-provoking videos to make your brain go, ah. If you have a question you'd like answered, leave it in the comments below and I'll answer it in a future video. Okay, that's it for today. Love you guys, and go out there and have a great week.